Hello everyone, and welcome back to our weekly series of Is the Shrine Worth It? The series where we have a look at the perks and the Shrine secrets and see if they're really worth your 2,000 iridescent shards each. Today we have an absolutely massive Christmas present, and it's just for survivors, and it's only one perk, so I'm going to give this shrine a 4 out of 10, although just for this perk alone, I mean, it's great. We have perks from Dwight, the Unknown, Oni, and Leon. Those perks are Bond, Unbound, Nemesis, and Flashbang. Let's get into the survivor perks first. Our first survivor perk is Flashbang. After completing 40% progress of any generator, Flashbang activates. Enter a locker and press the ability 1 button to craft a flashbang. You get 1 charge, it detonates with a loud bang and a flashing light, it creates a noise notification, and can be used to distract or blind. You can leave the flash grenade behind when escaping the trial. This is what it looks like in game. I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. I think Flashbang might be one of the most used, most fun perks you could have as a survivor. Even if you don't get to use it effectively, like I showed in the clip, it's still fun to have, and it puts a lot of pressure on killers to know that even if they don't see a flashlight, there's a possibility that they could be getting a blind from something else. Unfortunately this week, this is the only licensed character that we're going to get, so this is the only perk that I'm going to recommend that you pick up. 100% pick this up in the shrine. Our next survivor perk is Bond. Unlocks potential in one's aura reading ability. Allies' auras are revealed to you when they are within 36 meters of range. This is what it looks like in game. Really simple, Bond is a 9 out of 10. This is an incredibly strong perk. 36 meters of range is a hell of a lot of information and just lets you do so much with that information. If you're in chase, it lets you stay away from your teammates if they're on gens. If you are injured, it lets you see where your teammates are so you can go for a heal. It just gives you so much, and it's really simple. You can just chuck it into any build, you don't need anything else to do with it. The downside, however, is that Dwight is not a licensed character. Dwight is one of the original characters, so it's incredibly disappointing to see one of his perks in the shrine. Do not pick this up in the shrine. Let's move on to the killer perks. Our first killer perk is Unbound. This perk activates for 30 seconds after a survivor becomes injured by any means. After vaulting a window, gain 7% haste for 10 seconds. Note, haste increases the killer's movement speed. This is what it looks like in game. I'm going to give this perk a 5 out of 10. I don't think it's particularly strong, but it does stop you from getting absolutely gapped when you're looping. I don't think you need anything else to run with it, but it's just not that exciting. Plus, the Unknown is not licensed, so again, I wouldn't say it's worth picking up. The Unknown is a bit of a newer killer, so I think it would be worth it to pick the Unknown up with your shards instead, and then get all 3 of their perks by leveling them up in the Blood Web. Our fourth and final perk is Nemesis. A survivor who blinds you or stuns you using a pallet or a locker becomes your obsession. Anytime a new survivor becomes the obsession, they're affected with the Oblivious status effect for 60 seconds, and their aura is shown to you for 8 seconds. This is what it looks like in game. I'm going to give this perk a 4 out of 10. I don't think you ever really need specifically this perk when you could be getting all the information from other perks and you can get more use out of other perks. I wouldn't run this in any of my builds personally. On top of that, Nemesis is one of the first killers to come out, so much better if you just go out and buy Nemesis in full, get all 3 of his perks, and level him up instead. So, to recap, this week the only perk that we want to pick up is Flashbang. The others, Bond, Unbound, and Nemesis are all to be left alone. Thanks for watching, hope you have a very Merry Christmas or whatever else you celebrate, and I will see you next week. Bye!